So I wanted to make a video for anybody here that may have been ready to replace a rear drive shaft on their Can-Am Commander. Now I have the 2020 model. It was the last year before they redesigned the Commanders. But the 2020 may be a little different from the older model Commanders, but it's about the same principle. There's a couple different part designs, I believe. But what I did, I started taking the plastics off right here, and take your seat out, of course, before. You have all these little plastic retaining clips that go around. A couple back here, a couple on the side, a couple on the front. You can use a flathead to get them out, or a tool specifically for them. But I also found using like a little pair of side cutters, and don't like cut it, but get in there and pull it out, seemed to really make it a lot easier. The front and the back of the gas tank, I took the two 10mm bolts out. I was able to move this thing around to get some more room right here in the back of the motor where the rear drive shaft comes in. There's a 13mm bolt and washer that goes in the front of this drive shaft, and it can be a real pain to get to. I ended up using a 13mm wrench, and I actually had a skinny 13mm wrench. Ended up working better for me to try to get in there and get it loose, and it can be a pain to get back in. But I also recommend replacing this seal right here. It's about a $30 seal. You get in behind the motor, drop the skid plate, and get in here with a screwdriver and a hammer and try to get in here and pry it out and replace that, because a lot of times they'll leak, and that's why I ended up doing I replaced this drive shaft and it started leaking on me. So also, if you haven't changed the transmission fluid, this might be a good time. You have your drain bolt and fill plug right here, or if you just changed it, maybe just top it off when you know the fluid's about full. It's a fill it till it drains setup here, so you just fill it until it starts running out. But I also found a small hammer. A little screwdriver back in here was easier to try to get to the seal. In the back here, I recommend trying to wash out around the rear differential. Pressure wash it. It takes some time, but I recommend dropping the skid plates. It makes it a whole lot easier to get to, and really wash out around here. If you do a lot of mudding, found these bolts to be really hard to get off for me. They're really corroded. You know, this side by side is just a couple years old. I broke this bolt right here trying to get it out, but you got 4 bolts, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, for the differential to come loose, and probably a bolt right here. And I think only the newer Commanders might have a 13mm bolt in the front. I believe this is 13mm. These 4 are 15. And they have these 4 bolts right here, I think are 12 or 13. But taking this bracket loose and moving it back is a little bit easier to try to grab a hold of this differential and move it back to take the drive shaft out. But I recommend spraying down all these bolts maybe a day or two before. Try to get them loosened up with some PB Blast. Spray them down. It made it a little bit easier, and still ended up being a pain to break loose. I ended up using like extensions and wobble sockets and going in here around the CV axle, trying to get to the bolts any way I can. It's one of those things, just trial and error. But once you get all that loose and take it out, these, for at least the one I got an OEM shaft off of Partzilla. I ended up buying a wrong one for an older Commander, and finally found this one right here. It's about $200, so I got that. I went ahead and replaced the seal. I had to pull this out again because the seal was leaking, so I just replaced that. New drive shaft, topped off the fluid, and then got everything bolted back together. Got to tighten everything up. Hopefully everything should be okay. But I thought I'd make this video, just try to help y'all out. Try to explain it a little better, tips I had to make it easier getting out, because it was quite a bit of a pain, especially with these rear 4 bolts being corroded and rusted. They didn't want to come loose, and that one breaking. And I mean, I had a cheater bar with a ratchet trying to get this off, and the bolt just snapped. So I just replaced it with the same size bolt I had laying around here. But yeah, hopefully that'll help some of y'all out. Appreciate y'all for watching.